As we drew nearer the day of the infant school nativity play, the triangle, chime bar, woodblock and kazoo band practised daily with desperate determination. I even took my chime bar home to practice. My gran was impressed.
"Big up, the child's a genius. Would you listen to him? He has the touch of an angel. Big up, he'd bring tears from a glass eye with his playing."
Miss Waswick, ruler flailing, tried to turn 40 infants into a combination of the Halle Orchestra, the Royal Shakespeare Company, and the Moscow Ballet. As the day approached, tension in the infants heightened. An incident in the sand tray left 3 of us with bloody noses and underpants full of sand. One girl couldn't take the strain, locked herself in the Wendy house, and took an overdose of jelly babies. Miss Waswick made her drink some school milk, and she brought it all up in the quiet corner. When the day arrived, she ushered us into the hall and gave us a last briefing. "We'll begin with Silent Night. Not too hard on the chime bars, boys. You sound like a fire alarm. The holy couple, don't do that, Philomena, you'll get your fingers stuck. Come on with the donkey and baby Jesus. Then the 3 kings bring their gifts. Don't drop that tea caddy with the frankincense in, Peter. It's got to go back to Miss McWalters. Now, after the 3 kings? Not 3 aces, Terence, no. The shepherds lay a fluffy lamb at the foot of the manger. Then the archangels come and bow, and we sing, 'Gentle Jesus, do not stir.' Now, into your costumes." We watched on, we lowly pit musicians, as the players were transformed from grubby infants into things of beauty. The audience arrived. First was my gran, who, impatient at being kept in the hall until we were ready by the caretaker, floored him with a headbutt.
"I'm the grandmother of the lead chime player. Get out of the way, or I'll scalp yous."
When they turned off the hall lights, 4 bulbs in biscuit tins threw fitful gloom onto the orange box full of straw that was the manger, as a lone star made of milk bottle tops descended slowly from the ceiling. As the lights dimmed, my grandmother's voice cried out, "Mother of God, I've gone blind!" That didn't stop her opening a bottle of Guinness on the back of the seat in front. At the piano was Miss McGurbles, who had duelling scars and shaved twice a day. Miss Waswick nodded, and the solo kazoo player took up the refrain of Silent Night. The high notes were too much for her, and she burst out crying, kazoo still in her mouth. It sounded like somebody kicking to death a large singing bumblebee. Miss McGurbles hurriedly brought the rest of us in with a crashing piano chord. The holy couple entered. In a blue tablecloth, impossibly miscast as the Virgin Mary, was Bernadette McCluskey, who'd show you her knickers for a jelly baby, holding the doll from the Wendy house, wrapped in a roller towel that had council property printed all the way round it. After Mary came Joseph, alias Louis Lorenzini, son of a local ice cream maker, 6 foot tall at only 6 years old. He was dressed in a brown tablecloth and crepe paper beard. His foot had been inadvertently sewn into the hem of his garment, so he was bent double in his costume. The beard was stuck on with spirit gum, which had dried, pulling his face out of shape. One eye closed, while the lower lid of the other was pulled down his cheek. He looked like he'd just fallen off the bells of Notre Dame. At Mary's entrance, the hall whispered in admiration. St. Quasimodo's entrance, however, stunned them into silence. There was a horrified wordless void, broken by my grandmother.
"Begob, the poor child! It's Lourdes he should be going to, not Bethlehem."
They stood around the orange box as the donkey appeared, 2 pairs of legs beneath a cardboard and blanket thing that at rehearsal had frightened a dinner lady so much she ran outside calling for a priest. From halfway down the donkey, as it shuffled to the stage, came a cri de coeur, "Caw, thingy, your bum doesn't half smell in here." Before it passed Father McGuinness, Miss Worswick jabbed it with a ruler. "Shut up, shut up." "But it's true, Miss Worswick, his bum really smells. I think I'm going to be sick." "Well, if you are, do it quietly." The kings and shepherds entered fairly smoothly, except that one king got the point of his crown tangled with the shepherd's headdress. And they entered locked together at the head.
"Begob, first it's hunchbacks, now it's Siamese twins."
They assembled on stage to sing Away in a Manger, as we valiantly banged and hummed away. As the music grumbled to a tuneless halt, a tiny voice on stage cried, "You know, Thingy, your bum really smells, and I'm really going to be sick." Miss Worswick dashed on stage and lashed out in the general direction of the donkey, hitting a king instead. The king, thinking he'd been nudged by the donkey, hit it. The front end kicked a shepherd, who bit the donkey, and within seconds the stage was a melee of flying fists, before which the Virgin Mary and Quasimodo sang in tuneless harmony, "We Will Rock You." Meanwhile, in the stock cupboard, the angels were got ready by Miss McWalters, who lined up the 3 boys about to play a part in the greatest drama ever told, including my friend Wharfie. She told them to take off all their trousers and put on their angels' costumes, cardboard wings and halos made from brass wire. Wharfie was a simple boy, and take off all your trousers meant nothing less to him. He took off his trousers and underpants, putting his smock over his tiny little vest. It came to just below the cheeks of his bum. On their cue, he walked with the other archangels onto the stage, hands together, eyes wide open. Standing with their backs to the audience, they bent to adore the child. The second chime bar player sat next to me suddenly threw his chime bar over his head and screeched, "You can see the angel's bum, Miss Worswick." There was pandemonium. Children began to riot. Miss Worswick fainted, and the piano lid shut on Miss McGirble's fingers. Her scream frightened the donkey so much he peed on stage, and Joseph slipped in it. As he did, his foot came out of his costume, the crepe paper beard fell off, and he stood up 6 foot tall, clean-shaven and handsome, looking as if he'd been reborn.
"'Tis a miracle, by the powers of the Lord God, a blessed miracle. The humpty-back child's been cured."
As Miss Worswick was led away in tears by Father McGuinness, the headmaster woke up and applauded. "That," he said, "is the true meaning of Christmas."